Yeah, my friends, it's decision day. Anyone who says they're calm, that they're not nervous, isn't telling the truth. Ah, but it's the pyramid team, man. It's a team from Egypt and all. But dude, there's an important trophy at stake. Flamengo would not only conquer America there, but also Asia, Africa, and Oceania, and then head to Europe. They're gonna go, God willing. We're here bringing you a lot of information. Man, it's tense, really tense, right? Like every day it's decisive for Flamengo. Knowing that Flamengo can make history, Flamengo has an afternoon ahead to make history. God willing, in international soccer, reach a milestone that few clubs in the world have. So it's a day to win another trophy, the Challenger Cup. So Flamengo today for the Intercontinental Cup, Club World Cup, Flamengo and Pyramids from Egypt, the Ahmad bin Haile Stadium, the same one where Flamengo faced Cruz Azul, the one with the fast pitch and all. The Al Hayyan Stadium in Qatar semi-final of the Club World Cup, broadcast on Disney Plus Kaze television with footage reminding that Adriano the Emperor is on Kaze television, man. It's really cool to watch. He has premonition. He's super. The guy's energy is really cool. He predicts a lot of things. I loved it. I loved watching with Adriano the Emperor on Globo Television Aberta and Globo Esporte Television. That's the probable lineup for Flamengo. I've already written it down here to bring to you Rossi Royal or Guilherme Varela. It will depend. There. I would go with Varela, man. I wouldn't go with Royal. No, I would go with Varela. Varela is doing really well. He was Flamengo's standout player in the Libertadores. Danilo, Léo Pereira, Ayrton, Lucas, Eric Pulgar, Jorginho, Or de la Cruz, Arrascaeta, Carrascal, Or Cebolinha, Plata, Oulino, and Bruno Henrique. This is likely Felipe Luiz's team. There really is a lot of doubt about Flamengo's probable lineup. The probable lineup for Pyramids is Al-Shinaoui, Shibi, Galhau, Sami, and Mohamed Hamdi, Lashin Toure Zalaka, Atef and Rafez or Everton Maeli. And the coach is Krunoslav Jurtic. So the referee has been decided. It's Al Jassim, not Jalim. It's Al Jassim Abdul Rahman from Qatar, assistants Al Mahri Taleb and Al Makalek Saud. The video assistant referee, all from Qatar. The video assistant referee is also from Qatar, Al Mahri Kamis. By the way, I have some important information to share with you. Here's an interesting tip. We've already won, so take advantage now. Remember to play responsibly. It's for those over 18. It's entertainment, not an investment. We've always been bringing tips here, man, and a lot of them are hitting, or at least you're making a cash out. Interesting. Today's odd is 2.73. You can use the bet builder to pick Flamengo to win the game. Flamengo World Familiar, because we noticed the Escu. No, I tamed you. No, Roberti. Me too. That possibility, because we know that Flamengo can match the record of Barcelona and Bayern. Remembering that only Barcelona and Bayern have managed to win 6 official titles in a single season, that's historic in world football. Flamengo can match that record of Bayern and Barcelona and reach 6 official titles: Supercopa Carioca, Brasileirão, Libertadores, Derby of the Americas, and the Challenger Cup. So that would be 6 titles. Flamengo could even reach a 7th as of today. Also in Saturday's game, Flamengo won the Challenger Cup today, making it 7 simultaneous titles as the current champion. Since the Brazil Cup won't be decided until late December, what happens in the meantime? Flamengo is still the current champion of the Brazil Cup, and Flamengo can be the current champion of 7 competitions today and 6 in the 2025 season. If they win, advance to the final, and somehow beat Paris Saint-Germain, which we know is very tough, then that's what happens. Flamengo would reach 7 titles in the year, becoming the club with the most titles won in a single year in history. That's a very interesting fact. Flamengo, which could also already be, is the first and only team in Brazil to have a sextuple crown. In this case, counting the Copa do Brasil, Flamengo could achieve a sextuple crown, which would mean winning the Challenger Cup and the Club World Cup. Flamengo would have 7 titles this season since they are the current Copa do Brasil champions. He already has the sextuple, but the quintuple crown in the same year exists. Flamengo already has the Carioca, Supercopa, Brasileiro, Libertadores, and the Derby of the Americas, and could achieve a sextuple crown. Today, Flamengo could become that. It's already the only team to have a quintuple crown in the same season, and now it could win a sextuple as well. It's worth remembering that with Jorge Jesus, if we count the titles he was involved in, that correspond to the previous season, for example. In 2019, Flamengo won the Supercopa, Recopa, Carioca Championship, Libertadores, and the Brazilian Championship. In 2020, he wins both the Recopa and Supercopa, representing those titles. There, because he won those, and he competed in that during that busy period. The Flamengo achieved a quintuple crown. There were also 5 titles under Jorge Jesus, a quintuple crown. So Flamengo has been making history recently. Here in Brazil, we also have another important situation to bring up here. That in the midst of the Intercontinental, Flamengo is already outlining their plans for 2026, right? But 2 pending issues could interfere with the next steps in the market. The contract renewals of José Boto and Felipe Luís still haven't been finalized, and the club prefers to move forward only after ensuring the duo's continuity. That's why Flamengo hasn't entered the market yet, while clubs like Botafogo already have. Palmeiras itself, but as I said, they'll need to sell before signing anyone. Though some names are being monitored and talks have begun, the board remains cautious until a decision on football management is made. The priorities have been set, but there will only be progress when the technical director, José Boto, and the team's coach sign the new agreements. The club is still in talks with the goalkeeper and the defender, but will not make any immediate decisions. The talks with Felipe Luís are going well. As Babes himself has already said, despite the delay caused by the tournament, the expectation is to reach an agreement for 1 more season with the possibility of another one after that. Right? 1+1, since there's mutual interest. For Boto, the decision rests with him, and he'll discuss his future directly with President Babes. But he should also stay on, okay? The information is that he wants to continue. Current market targets include Gabriel Brazão, Santos goalkeeper Vitão, international defender, and possibly Sebastián Cáceres. Flamengo has already made contact with Taty Castellanos as well, but hasn't made an offer yet, just like they haven't made an offer for any of these players. But these are names that interest Flamengo. It's the fact that Santos and Inter remain in the top tier of Brazilian football negatively influences signings, right? It makes it even harder. The initial strategy is to prioritize reinforcements from Brazilian football to make specific adjustments. It's to make specific adjustments to the squad. The situation could change if there are departures during the transfer window, a possibility considered by the board after a standout season. They know that Flamengo will face pressure, but Flamengo doesn't want to lose players. Flamengo doesn't want to let go of players in this transfer window. Flamengo wants to hold on as much as possible for next year, to have 1 more year, another extremely successful season, right? It's really important for Flamengo to keep these players. And look, I picked out some interesting names to bring to you. I just want to remind you that you can secure your Million Peaks Benefits Club right now. And you have a chance to win 100,000 Rias in instant prizes. That's right, 100,000 Rias instant prize, man. You exchange points, it's a benefits club. You exchange points for products and experiences. And you also get lucky numbers so you can compete for 100,000 in instant prizes. If you scratch and win, you get 1 million Rias in your account and can compete for 3 prizes of 1 million Rias each. There's a New Year's Eve prize on the 31st and a 2 million prize on the 2nd. That's 5 million plus the instant prizes. So take advantage right now and secure your million picks. Yeah, we have some names here, man, that are being discussed by Flamengo. Look, Morisco from Coritiba is also a possibility. For Gabriel Brazo, right? Is that it? Gabriel Brazão from Santos is interested in Morisco, a player who also moved up to Serie A, right? He's doing very well. He's 21 years old. He's of interest to Flamengo. It's a name that interests Flamengo. And there you have it, right back and left back. Flamengo doesn't need him. Flamengo won't go after him. He's a center back. They're talking about Beraldo from Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, they're also talking about Viteo at International, okay? But Beraldo, Flamengo is going to spend a lot of money, but Flamengo has money to spend. Yeah, some people talk about Nino also from Zenit, but I think that's harder. I don't know if he would accept coming to Flamengo, even though I know Flamengo has an interesting offer and it puts him out there, right? He's 28 years old, still has a chance with the national team. A lot of people are also talking about Pablo Mari coming back, but he's 32 years old. Still, it would be a return, and he's a cheap player, right? 2 million valued at 2 million euros.
Yeah.
And then there's Santiago Sosa too, who we've already talked about. He's the defensive midfielder. Flamengo could go after Andre from Wolves. Wolves is undervalued. The team is going down, and there's Sosa too. Andre is 24, Sosa is 26, 12 million euros. Many people ask for Casemiro, who's 33, but BAP has already said he wants to reduce now. The average age of the squad is that of a defensive midfielder. People are talking about Ender from Zenit again. Honestly, I wouldn't try again. Would you? For example, even Nino is complicated because of Zenit. I think Zenit always makes things hard for their players. They don't, man. Negotiating with these guys is really complicated, okay? Yeah, so Paqueta, there's a lot of talk about Paqueta, right? A really expensive player, but maybe he could get released for a lower fee to Flamengo because he really wants to play for Flamengo. He wants to come back to Flamengo. And then there are the players who play in the midfield and on the wing, like John Arias, also 28 years old. Wolves want 15, 20 million euros for him since they paid a lot for the player. Yeah. Some people say, can you imagine Flamengo with Eric Pulgar and Eric Pulga? What a pair of names. There's information that Eric Pulga from Bahia, valued at 12 million euros and 25 years old, would also be of interest to Flamengo. That would be for the left wing, okay? Really? These are names that are actually mentioned in Flamengo groups. A lot of people talk about this. I also want to send a shout out to the people in our very important person group, where we're always discussing possible names for signings, okay? So, right? I don't believe Flamengo will go after Talisca or Barco, okay? A lot of people are talking about some names here. I think the name for the attack, Flamengo isn't looking for a winger right now. The real name for the attack is Taty Castellanos, right? He's 27, valued at 20-30 million. Vlahovic, 25, also from Juventus, is worth 35 million euros. Marcos Leonardo, 22, is younger and valued at 30 million euros. I don't know if he would work out at Flamengo. Honestly, I don't know. Okay, so there are a lot of options out there, guys. The name we brought up here, and that a lot of people later said we don't get credit and all, but we brought it up. We found out it was a name that was of interest. Flamengo, even at 32, is interested in Roma's Dybala, right? Dybala hasn't left Flamengo's scouting list, has he? Flamengo hasn't made an offer, hasn't reached out, but this player is in Flamengo's plans. This player is on Flamengo's list of interests. Dybala still hasn't left Flamengo's list of interests. No, whoever thinks that is very mistaken. That's it. I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. On YouTube, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and like the video. Thank you for your company. Brunega greetings.